Was last night's event good for boxing?
Stephen A., I'm curious to hear what you have to say on this because I suspect I know where you're going.
I don't think it was good for boxing. I really don't. I'm disappointed in it. And the state of Florida wouldn't sanction about a 35-pound difference. Floyd Mayweather came in heavier than he's ever been, usually fighting at 145 to 147. Fought at 155 last night. Logan Paul was at 189.5 pounds. It was like watching Rocky against Drago, for crying out loud. I'm talking about before they actually started boxing. I'm just talking about the size, just the appearance. I just look at it from this perspective. I love what Logan Paul and Jake Paul have done in terms of showing the boxing public that there's a way to make this money and to gain notoriety for yourself without being at the mercy of the promoters. If you want to say that it's good for boxing, I think that it's good from the standpoint that it puts pressure on the promoters, in my estimation, or it should put pressure for them to give us the fights that we want to see. Like, for example, there's no reason on earth that we should not see
Crawford
versus Errol Spence. We should see that, okay? Anthony Joshua with Tyson Fury, we'll get that hopefully. But Wilder gets Fury for a third time again. Maybe Andre Ward will come out of retirement, Max. You'll know about that one day. I love Canelo Alvarez. He's my favorite fighter right now, and I think he's pound for pound #1 in the world. You want to see those kind of things. But when I look at this, and I just say to myself, a world-class, all-world champion like Floyd Money Mayweather, giving a YouTuber this opportunity who's had one fight on his professional record, and then you last 8 rounds, that's going to give life to novices out there who don't belong in the same class as these guys to think that they can do stuff like this. And I think that it's going to compromise the quality level of competition that we all salivate for when it really, really comes to boxing. As an aside, Max, just so you know, I don't know if you remember the former NBA player Kendall Gill.
Of course.
Yes. Kendall Gill and I spoke yesterday. He's been training twice a day for years.
Oh, yeah.
Boxing.
Yeah, he's calling everybody out. Yeah.
Well, he wants Jake Paul. He's been calling Jake Paul out for a long time. He wants Jake Paul badly. An exhibition like that, I wouldn't mind seeing that, Jake Paul, assuming you get past Tyron Woodley. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all.
I'll bet you we see that. I don't know if we see it next, but I'll bet you we see it.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think it was bad for boxing at all. I don't think it was a bad night. First of all, Floyd Mayweather's retired, and he's never coming out of retirement. He already made that clear.
Yes.
That was not Floyd Mayweather in a professional prize fight. That was Floyd Mayweather in an exhibition, which he deemed entertainment. He told everybody ahead of time what it was going to be.
He did.
This is no buyer beware. He told you. It's not like he sold you a false bill of goods. He told you, this is an exhibition. I'm going to go out and have fun, which is what he did. Now, Logan Paul built up enough of a following, I would say, in social media, 20 million people, that he brings a lot of economic clout to events. And since he's much bigger than Floyd, and Floyd's been retired for years and everything, there was something about it that was intriguing. We can't pretend it wasn't. Who didn't want to see it? People bought it. Because this is all you need to know. Ding, ding, round 1. You watching, yes or no? Floyd and Logan Paul? Oh, yeah, you're watching. That's all you need to know. Everything else doesn't matter. And does it hurt boxing? Let me tell you, you brought up Rocky and Drago, right, Stephen A.? That's not the right Drago reference. The right Drago reference is Apollo and Drago. What you don't want is that in an exhibition, right? Oh, no one got knocked out, and Floyd just kind of played with him after the second round and walked him down and kind of didn't really want to finish him, it seemed, and all that. Do we want the opposite? We want Floyd to kill him? Right? Is that what we're looking at? Do we want Logan Paul, rushed to a hospital in an ambulance? Is that what we're looking for? No, it's an exhibition. Were you entertained? Yeah, I was entertained. By the way, good undercard, Hurd and Arias. That was an upset, real good fight. You got to see Ocho Cinco. That was a night of entertainment. Now, you don't want to pay $50 the next time one of the Paul brothers fights or Mayweather. Don't do it. No one's forcing you. But I'll tell you this. There are some events people try to make, and the public's just like, meh, I don't care. That wasn't this. People cared. I got no beef.
Did they care because of Paul or they cared because of Floyd?
Well, they cared because of the combination, but we can't ignore a dude with 19 million followers on Instagram, which is what Logan Paul has. That's number one. Number two.
And he fought as hard as he could.
Tell me, I'm not knocking him. He did fight as hard as he could and what have you, and I get all of that. What I'm saying is that when you look at Floyd and the quality of guy that he went up against, and the fact that that guy lasted 8 rounds, you're going to see a situation where folks out there are obviously thinking about making money. No crime in that. No crime in that. But they're going to continue. What I would remind you, the great, phenomenal Jim Lampley, Larry Merchant, and others lamented for years. People picking and choosing their level of competition. It usually isn't the stiffest. And now it's been taken to another level. Because if I got YouTubers out there who ain't quite ready yet, to go up against big-time boxers and what have you, all right? And they're lasting. Excuse me, if I find the right opponent to entertain folks, I don't have to worry about getting in the real fight.
Know what, though, Stephen A?
Things
Know what?
can
Last word, we gotta
compromise
roll.
boxing.
Know what?
Can
Here's the thing.
compromise boxing.
I would understand that if the argument is, look, the boxing public only has so many dollars in terms of disposable income. They're only going to buy so many pay-per-views. And if they're spending money on this, that means that fighters who deserve it more, Terrence Crawford, they're not going to spend money there. But that's not what's happening. This is not the boxing public that's buying these fights by and large. These are casuals. These are people who follow
Yeah,
Logan
but that's
Paul.
when sports are really on another level. When they bring in
You're
the
not
casual
taking-
viewer, Max, not just
But
the
what
avid followers.
What I'm saying is you're not soaking
Debate.
boxing fans here. They'll have disposable income for other fights. You're not taking that
but we
away
ain't
from other
getting no
fighters.
Debate to be
Fights.
continued. Back to the NBA.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.